Good afternoon. I'm Lauren Coleman with Stacy Spivey, Chad Silver, and Monique Robinson today.
Yeah, thank you guys so much for watching the 4 to 5 right here on WFMY News 2, Fire Stick, Roku, and the WFMY News 2 app for your TV, phone, or tablet. We hope that you all had a wonderful weekend.
How's everybody doing on this Monday?
I'm doing great.
Hanging in there.
Never better. Let's hop right into our top story today. An Asheville teen is being reunited with her family after she was abducted last week. Police say a universal hand signal may have saved her life. 61-year-old James Brick was arrested in Laurel County, Kentucky after a missing 16-year-old girl was found in his car. Officials say Brick abducted the girl, then drove through Tennessee, Kentucky, and Ohio, where Brick had family. The family member realized Brick had the missing minor and wouldn't let him stay. Brick and the girl got back into the car and headed down I-75.
And it was actually on I-75 where the girl flashed this signal to a passing car. You can see one right here, one over here. It's called the universal signal for help. Someone in need of help puts their thumb under their palm, then tucks their thumb with their other 4 fingers. Now, the victim flashed this multiple times as a signal. To an abductor, it likely looks like the person is just waving, but to others, it's a sign. The Canadian Women's Foundation created the sign in April 2020 after seeing a rise in victims isolated because of the pandemic. Other domestic violence victim groups have adopted this signal, but it might not be common knowledge. Well, that's where the internet comes into play.
A TikTok user shared this video in December last year showing how to flash the universal signal for help. The user walked viewers through the signal, and the video has now more than 10,000 views. It's important to note this signal does not always mean call 911. The signal in its original form means reach out to me safely. That can mean the person wants you to check on them in a safe way, or they may actually want you to call for help. They may be asking you to connect them to resources. You can do that through text, social media, or by asking them yes or no questions depending on the circumstances. But for their own safety, it's better not to assume you know what they need. Let them tell you what they need if they can.
The person following the girl and Brick called 911 and followed them down I-75, giving officers updates on location and car description till officers were able to set up an ambush at an exit where Brick was pulling off. Brick was arrested and the girl will be reunited with her family.
Now, experts say it's not uncommon for a survivor of domestic violence to travel with an abuser. It's important to create a safety plan for all scenarios, especially considering all the travel over the upcoming holidays. Experts suggest giving your itinerary and all contact information to a trusted family member. Keep copies of your personal documents like your driver's license or passport and give copies to a friend or family member. Keep emergency money hidden away for a cab or a hotel if needed. And if you know someone in this situation, help them make this plan. Emotional support is one of the best ways to be there for someone in this situation and connect them to any resources you can.
Maybe you've heard about a secret code someone can use to signal to a 911 operator they need help. There are claims that you can call 911 and order a pepperoni pizza to let an operator know someone is listening to your call and that you're scared. This narrative picked up after a No More advertisement during the 2015 Super Bowl, which seemed to have been inspired by this idea. And of course, claims took to social media by storm. But 911 operators say they're not trained on the pizza box theory. In fact, dispatchers say this could cause some confusion and delay help. However, they are trained to pay close attention to the words you're saying.
We are trained to think outside the box and to really listen to what's going on in the background, to really try and listen to beyond what we're being told.
Dispatchers are typically trained in knowing when to ask yes and no questions, such as when someone is hesitant. They're also trained to listen to the tone of someone's voice and background noise. Dispatchers say the most important piece of information you can give them if you're in trouble is your location. Now that is very, very interesting. I'm so glad that we're breaking this all down because these kind of incidents happen all the time.
I was, incredible. It's incredible to hear that this girl was rescued in this scenario. I had never heard of that. Me neither. The action right now. So I think it's good to continue to do stories like this so other people who aren't on TikTok or social media can see that this is this universal sign.
Yeah, I wonder if there was anything like this beforehand. I mean, this is such a great idea, a great avenue for people that are, dealing with some kind of domestic abuse or who knows what's going on. This can be their way to reach out for help. And I think it's wonderful and glad that we get to share it with other people.
Absolutely.
And if we get to see someone doing this, we know what to do next.
Exactly. Everyone's educated now. An update on a crash involving 3 teenagers last week. We're learning that the stolen car was actually taken from a teacher. We reported on the crash last week involving 4 people when the car crashed into a tree. Police are searching for the driver who left the scene. 3 underage passengers were taken to the hospital for injuries. New information shows a student reportedly stole car keys and money from a teacher's purse at Wiley Middle School. Police saw the car around 7 on Wednesday night, and the car was crashed hours later. Winston-Salem Forsyth County Schools did release a statement about the theft, saying in part, quote, "Thankfully, through the use of our security and surveillance cameras, we were able to help identify the students responsible and have worked with law enforcement throughout this investigation. Those students involved will be disciplined according to the district policy." WFMY News 2's Jenna Krzina is following this story and will have updates at 5 o'clock.
High Point police say at least 4 teenagers face drug and weapons charges following a large fight. Officers were called to Gordon Street Park last Thursday for a large disturbance. When they arrived, 8 to 10 juveniles ran off but were all later arrested. Police found 2 guns and a felony amount of marijuana during the investigation. 2 14-year-olds and 2 15-year-olds now face charges. They were all released to their parents after the Guilford County Juvenile Court System denied a secured custody order's request.
It is a traffic mess on Highway 421 in Winston-Salem after a tractor-trailer crash, partially shutting down the highway at Peters Creek Parkway. You can see in these pictures the truck had spilled a lot of things. Looks like a lot of bottles and cases of wine. Northbound traffic is being redirected onto Peters Creek right now. The truck driver was hurt but is expected to be okay. It's not clear what caused that crash or when the road will reopen. Students at Weaver Academy in Greensboro were back in class today after that wild car crash last week. Police say an impaired driver plowed into the building late last week. The city says 3 cars have crashed into the school since the summer. The city installed reflective poles and is now considering concrete pillars as well. They're also trying to figure out how to make the nearby intersection safer.
With the holiday season quickly approaching and as more and more people are getting vaccinated against COVID-19, the United States officially lifted its international travel ban for vaccinated travelers. WFMY News 2's Jalen Gilkey spoke with a local travel agent about how this could be actually a good thing for us here. Jalen?
Yes, Stacey, Jenny Maurer told me that this time last year, the last year and a half plus have been like no time she's ever seen before. But this new announcement from the United States government can only mean good things for travel, domestic and international.
Because of the demand, you're seeing flight pricing really through the roof. We're still dealing with struggles as far as not enough pilots, not enough crew, not enough planes, all of those things. And then to add with that, the demand.
Maurer went on to tell me that just last week alone, she and her clients had to deal with 148 schedule changes, most due to staffing issues. But she also told me that the lifting of this travel restrictions could actually make things better for all forms of travel.
It is definitely going to affect our markets also. What that's going to do is actually hopefully bring pricing down a little bit and availability up. Because now that they're allowing Europeans and people from other countries that are vaccinated to come in, the airlines have a reason to have more flights available.
These travel restrictions had been in place the last 18 months and are signs that we are moving one step closer to getting back to life pre-COVID-19.
Well, it was a chilly start to the day, and by the afternoon, you more than likely had to break free from the jacket because temperatures certainly warmed up. This is where we started. Some chilling numbers, 28 degrees in Reedsville, well below that freezing point, 40 degrees in Greensboro, 38 in Winston-Salem. Definitely not a record breaker. Thank God we didn't drop down to 18 degrees, but these are still fairly chilly numbers for this time of year. By the afternoon, though, we all soared back into the upper 60s, near 70s, 71 in Greensboro, the high 72 in Winston-Salem. That looks as though that's the Hickory at 74. I was going to say that's the warmest spot for today, but Hickory beats that at a warming morning 74. That is actually above average for this time of year. We haven't really seen many typical fall days over the last several days. We've either been way too cold or warmer than the average. The average is 63. So we were 8 degrees above average for today, and the temperatures for the next couple of days are riding a little bit warmer than normal. So 10 degrees difference right now today as compared to yesterday. 10 degrees warmer than yesterday this time. So 4 p.m. yesterday, it was 10 degrees cooler, and tomorrow that trend is keeping up with the pattern of today, more like a copy and paste forecast. So right now, looking outside, I promise you, this is not a picture. This is the actual look at downtown Greensboro. Don't you just love these blue skies? Not even a cloud in sight. That is a gorgeous view of downtown Greensboro, but you can see the shadows on there. That means the sun is making its way down. These daylight hours are just getting shorter and shorter. You can see the temperatures are going to be falling as soon as that sun escapes us, and the temperature is dropping back down to some low 40s.
Eight victims killed Friday night at a music festival in Houston have been identified. The 8 victims were killed during the ASTROWORLD festival during a Travis Scott set. The youngest victims were 14 and 16 years old. Houston's fire chief said things got out of hand around 9:30 at the festival when a crowd surge took place during Scott's performance. Hundreds were injured at the time. 25 people had to be hospitalized. Officials say they're still investigating what happened, but are aware of rumors circulating online, including if the festival goers were injected with drugs. The Houston police chief says his department is investigating what led up to a security guard losing consciousness after being jabbed by a needle. A medical team administered Narcan to the guard, who then gained consciousness. Well, first I just want to say thoughts and prayers to the victims and their families, but this is absolutely terrifying.
It'll be interesting to see what the coroner's report say on, how these people died. I mean, I can't imagine. I mean, you know, your mind goes to the worst places when thinking about how they died. But you know, when you've got a surge like that, I'm sure you all have been to concerts before. I mean, it can get kind of packed
crazy
in there. Yeah.
I always thought, even prior to COVID, gathering in large groups like this, I mean, 50,000 people, that can be pretty dangerous because you don't know how people are going to act once they get into those circumstances. So I wonder what steps are going to take to try to prevent something like this from happening again.
I mean, it's just so tragic. Those victims so young, to think about their families dealing with all this grief right now. But the thing that concerns me the most is I've seen some videos circulating about how Travis Scott, as an artist in previous concerts, was kind of like telling his crowd and all of his audience to ignore security. So hopefully something happens. Hopefully there's a learning lesson behind this. But until then, I mean, gosh, thoughts and prayers for those families.
And I believe this isn't the first time something like this at this festival has happened. I believe I was reading, like back in 2019, it was like 2 people were trampled in a situation where people were just getting kind of chaotic.
That should never happen at a concert. It should be a fun time.
And the fact that you were saying that, I mean, 100 people were hurt.
Yeah.
I mean, so, you know, it's obviously the 8 people were hurt enough that they lost their lives, but then to have 100 more that are still like recovering from these injuries.
Some of the reports, people were saying they couldn't breathe, their backs were pinned up against other people. I mean, that's terrifying. And it's like, what do you do when you're in that? There's nothing you can do. So again, our thoughts and prayers to the families. We'll be right back.
Buffets are back. You may have noticed as COVID restrictions are easing, restaurants and even grocery stores are welcoming back the all-you-can-eat style. I even noticed the Harris Teeter I go to just reopened their salad bars. But the recovery is slow. Buffets were the first to close down when COVID hit. This is especially true in Las Vegas, a place where the all-you-can-eat buffet got started. New York's got pizza, Philly has cheesesteaks, for us it's barbecue, and Vegas it's the all-you-can-eat buffet. Out of the 60 Sin City buffets, only 11 have since reopened, including one at Caesar's Palace. It's $75, the priciest place to pig out on the Strip, buffet style.
The buffets were the very first thing to close down, and then the Strip closed down right after. These are one of the last things to come back now. I think it's a huge indicator that, you know, Vegas is back.
Fun fact, the all-you-can-eat buffet has been a thing in Vegas for more than 70 years now. And while you may go there to lose a lot of money, you'll actually come home pretty full of food, obviously.
So I love Las Vegas, and the buffets are definitely one of the reasons why I love it so much.
I mean, just watching the video, I'm starving now because it looked delicious. I've never been to Vegas.
I haven't either.
Okay, well, just know that the buffets are out of this world.
It's a thing.
And I mean, if you think about it, so you said that the most expensive one is $75. That's a lot of money to pay for dinner, but you should see the stuff on that buffet.
And it's all you can eat.
Is it like lobster tail
Oh
and
yeah,
oysters?
filet
and-
mignon. I mean
Okay.
everything.
So then it's worth the $75. What are your overall thoughts on buffets in general, though?
It depends what type of food it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like I love a Chinese buffet.
Okay.
But I don't like a sushi buffet because I need those rolls to be made right away.
Exactly.
When I
Yes,
order them.
I agree. There's a buffet that I like to go to in New Orleans, and it's pretty pricey. It's kind of like in that range, but oh my gosh,
It's good.
it's well worth the price.
When I was younger, have you all ever been to Ryan's?
No.
Ryan's. It's kind of like a Golden Corral type of
Okay.
setup, but we
Okay.
would always go when we would visit my parents in South Carolina, my grandparents in South Carolina, and I loved it. Their rolls were so good. And I remember as a kid being like, can I take these home? Can I get a doggy bag? But just brings back good memories.
So speaking of childhood memories, we always loved. I grew up in a very small town, and the Pizza Hut lunch buffet.
Yeah, we did that too.
Incredible.
I miss
It was
the
a
Pizza
thing.
Hut.
Like the whole town was there,
Yep,
basically. All your friends.
Loved it.
Oh,
And if you won Book It, you got to go there
Yes.
for free, right?
Yes. Remember the book program? You got a like free little mini
We could
pizza
talk about
every
this
month.
all day.
All the memories.
But we gotta talk about weather, don't we?
That's right. Hey, Monique.
Hello guys, talking about weather and less about food because I'm making myself hungry just thinking about buffets. Temperatures over the next couple of days starting out the day are getting warmer. If you don't know it, I don't really like the cold winter start just quite yet. It is fall. I want to bask in the fall temperatures, and the winter-like ones we've been feeling lately, we got to take a break from them. So the warmer temperatures, I'm ready for them, but not so much 53, but I'll take it. I mean, it's been a chilly last several days. Now that area of low pressure that brought a bit of breezy conditions through the weekend and even a bit of cloud cover is moving out of the picture. High pressure building in from the south is why we're going to be warmer. It always depends on where this high pressure is coming from. If it's coming from the north, it brings in cooler temperatures. Coming from the south, we know what that does. Warms us up and even increases the dew points. Now, as we go through the course of the week, this weather pattern doesn't remain over us through the next 5 days. As we get towards the end of the work week, your Thursday, Friday time frame, a cold front not too far away, and that front will cross our area and increase the chance of showers. So sunny, warm, and dry through Wednesday. Clouds build Thursday, showers and storms possible late Thursday going into Friday, and then a wintry cold weekend ahead. All the 7-day coming up after break.
You may have heard there's a turkey shortage this year, but I have good news. There will be plenty of turkeys to gobble up this Thanksgiving. The bird just might not be the size you want it. Demand for smaller turkeys is up thanks to smaller holiday gatherings due to COVID. And yesterday I actually noticed that a lot of people were already buying turkeys at the grocery store. So I asked you on Facebook, when do you typically do all of your Thanksgiving dinner shopping? Lillian says, got all mine done, just need to cook it now. George bought his turkey over a week ago. Cindy is getting hers this week. Joanne is almost done. Debbie writes, this is the first year that I bought Thanksgiving supplies this early. I usually wait till the weekend before Thanksgiving, but I bought that big old turkey on Friday. Also bought pecans and other things that usually run low on supplies for other dishes and desserts. And Sandra says the week before.
All right, if you had to have one side dish for Thanksgiving, like if you got to pick, which would it be?
Macaroni and cheese.
Oh.
Baked.
Okay.
That was the first thought, but then I was like, but really, the one thing you can't have, or I mean you can, but you don't really have the rest of the year is the dressing.
That's true.
Okay.
Okay.
That's a good one.
Sweet potato pie is the one where it's like
a casserole?
Yes.
Oh, with the
So
marshmallows on top?
marshmallows and brown sugar on top.
Okay. That is
I love
good.
that. But I also love like different cranberry dishes too. Whether it's the one that comes in the can that's shaped like the can, the cranberry sauce.
You just like dump it.
You're right. I like that one, but also
Okay.
like a homemade one that has actual cranberries in it.
Okay,
that sounds
now here's the big
delicious.
question. Turkey or ham?
Turkey. My dad actually deep fries his turkey and he'll inject them with like pineapple juice, hot sauce, different things. It's actually a tradition where he will cook multiple turkeys for different people, deep fry them, and he'll deliver them to them on Thanksgiving morning. So he might need to go and buy his turkeys now because he makes sometimes like 7 or 8 of those things.
Wow. I would say turkey, but I love both. But turkey for Thanksgiving and ham for Christmas. I think we got one in here now.
turkey.
It's not going to last long if it's in here. But
There's turkey here?
What?
Did you hear the turkey?
Oh, I thought you said someone brought turkey here today. I got a little
Laura's
excited.
just hungry. She just
I
wants
am.
food.
On this lunch today.
She needs some.
that's great.
Somebody bring her some turkey.
Can you believe we are 2.5 weeks from Thanksgiving?
Whew, this year is really flying by. I feel
yeah.
like I just got here March was yesterday.
Time to eat.
From buffets to Thanksgiving food, we got to eat. We'll see
We
you in
always
a break.
talk about food on the 45.
That's true. We'll be right back.
Honey Tran here.
I do like a nice honey baked ham though. But I only like the turkey when it's fried, like the way my dad cooks it. Cajun fried.
I can hear you. Yes, Oklahoma, Oregon, Pennsylvania, Rhode Island, South.
Mic check 1 2 3. Mic check 1.
Hi, ice cold milk and an Oreo cookie. They forever.
Hey, Lauren didn't have her IFB in, but now she has it in, so she can do a mic check.
1, 2, 3, 4. Coming up at 5:30, a Cone Health doctor joins us to break down all the things. Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me? Okay.
Good afternoon and happy Monday to you. I'm Chad Silver here with Lauren Coleman, Stacy Spivey, and Monique Robinson. I'm in the minority today. We've got the women's group, and I am in the middle.
But you're wearing pink.
Yes, I wear pink on Mondays, not Wednesdays.
No, it's okay. Well, we can make it happen like Fetch, right?
I like that.
Yeah, it's not going to happen. That will not happen.
If you don't know what we're talking about, it's a Mean Girls reference. Just go watch the movie.
Yep.
It's fantastic.
It's a good one.
Yes. Well, thanks for watching your 4 to 5 right here on News 2, Fire Stick, Roku, and the News 2 app for your TV, phone, or tablet. Let's go ahead and get to some of our top headlines today. Cone Health is now offering COVID-19 vaccines to children ages 5 to 11. They're offering the smaller Pfizer dose shots by appointment only at several community clinics. You can schedule by phone or on Cone Health's website. In addition, several Cone pediatric offices have shots available for existing patients.
Coming up at 5:30, a Cone Health doctor joins us to break down all things COVID. She's also answering your questions. Just text them to us at 336-379-5775. We get you answers starting at 5:30. The Muppets are encouraging children to get the COVID vaccine. Big Bird posted on Twitter he got his dose of the vaccine over the weekend. Big Bird tweeted his wing felt a little sore, but it gave his body an extra protection boost that keeps him and others healthy. Other Muppets have mentioned the vaccine, including Oscar the Grouch, who said, "Well, this stinks. Apparently the COVID-19 vaccines won't make you feel grouchy at all."
The number of North Carolinians in the hospital with the virus continues on its slow decline. The latest number is 1,040. It's the lowest number that we've seen since late July, more than 3 months ago. Obviously, that's great news, but the declines have been frustratingly small recently. Today's number is just 4 fewer than yesterday's. Over the past week, this number has declined just 192. Now, it might sound like a lot, but we saw plenty of days a couple weeks ago that saw declines of 75 to 100 patients in a single day.
Schools are often breeding grounds for illnesses, so a new national health program is helping thousands of schools across the country detect illness trends before they spread. I went to Southwest Elementary Global Academy in Davison County to find out what the Kinza Fluency Program is all about.
To use your app this morning?
Keeping students safe is a top priority for Principal Princess Presley.
So when students enter the building and when they get off the bus, we take temperatures on the bus lot. And in our lobby here, we have a temperature machine for staff.
In addition to mask and social distancing, Southwest Elementary Global Academy in Davison County uses a new tool to protect students. It's all a part of the Kinza Fluency Program. The National Health Program uses smart thermometers to track and help stop the spread of illnesses.
If a scholar is at home and they're not feeling well, you take your temperature, and then that temperature gets entered into the mobile app, the Kinsey mobile app. And the app will tell that student whether or not that they should go to school, depending on their symptoms, because you put in your temperature and your symptoms.
Since students started using the smart thermometers in August, Presley says she's seen a decrease in the number of COVID cases at the school.
At the beginning of the year, we probably had, I don't know, maybe 20 calls a day about exposures or someone that's been infected with the COVID virus. Now we're probably getting maybe 1 call a week. So our numbers have definitely decreased.
This shows us the illnesses.
Currently, 70 of 375 students at the school are enrolled in the free program.
Do you think it's important to wear your mask?
Chanel Lindsay and her 4th grade daughter Erin use the thermometer app every morning.
We really like the Kinza program. It not only reads the child's temperature, but it also gives us access to information regarding illnesses throughout Davison County and the school.
We're invested in our school community. We want to make sure that our babies are safe. We want to make sure staff is safe, and this is just another tool to help us utilize that.
Currently, more than 5,000 elementary schools in the country use the Fluency program to reduce the spread of contagious illness. For details on how to sign up, just look for the story on our website. And I also learned today about more than 100 schools in North Carolina are actually using this program as well.
That's really cool. And, you know, it's one of the few good things that have come out of this pandemic, right? I mean, we're really starting to understand how just any virus spreads and how we can take steps to keep kids safe in the classroom. You know, I think long gone are the days where the flu you know, was rampant. I mean, I think that because of what happened with what we've done from COVID, the flu, I hope, won't be spreading as much over the coming years.
Yeah, I think that more schools are going to start using some of this technology. I mean, it's free, like you said. It's so easy to use. Actually, this is the same thermometer that we have at home for Baylor. And I love how it has the app that goes along with it, so you can always keep up with everything. It's great.
And what's cool about this is it breaks it down by grade level as well. You can look at 4th grade and it says this many children have pink eye, or this number of children have a runny nose. So it just really gives the community and parents just a better idea of what's happening in the schools.
And everybody's got a smartphone, right?
Yeah.
I mean, so.
That's what the mom said. She said everybody has a phone these days, so
Right.
why not get it and it's free.
Love it.
Well, the daylight hours are getting shorter and shorter, and we already put our clocks back, and soon enough we'll be saying goodbye to the sun even for just today. You can see these daylight hours are getting shorter. In just about 6 weeks will be less than 10 hours of daylight, but there's still 24 hours in the day. You still can get a lot done. Here's a look across the triad at blue skies. Truist Field at one of the nicest blue pictures. I tell this all the time when I see this picture. This is my favorite color. Isn't it just beautiful? And if you can't get outside to see it, I know this is just a gorgeous shot here as that sun continues to set. Current conditions across the area, we're in a mix of 60s, low 70s, 72 in Winston-Salem, sunny skies down in Asheboro at 66, Southern Pines 69 degrees. And we look to the mountains at Foothills, the numbers just slightly cooler, but still getting to see some sunshine. Tonight, those numbers are going to fall down to some chilling 40s, but you can see 40 is the low, which means some locations will be just a few degrees cooler than that, and some places just a little bit warmer. But the winds are on the calm side of things out of the north at 5 to 10 miles per hour. And as we transition into your day tomorrow, we're going to warm right back up. So you bundle up in the morning, take off the jacket by the afternoon. Haven't shown the 7-day yet, but I promise I have it coming up in the show.
You know, the pandemic made most of us pros at takeout and delivery. That is right. We can order food like a boss. Uber Eats released their cravings report for 2021. These stats and findings, very interesting. Let's take a look at this. The most polite states are Montana, Vermont, Oregon, Idaho, and Washington. They say please and thank you the most in their instructions. And get this, customers in Asheville, North Carolina, Santa Fe, New Mexico, and the Florida Keys were the most generous tippers. So it's interesting to me, though, that the southern states were not the most polite.
Interesting.
Yeah, I was expecting to see North Carolina, my home state of Arkansas, Texas. It was not there, though.
Not a whole lot of please and thank yous. Do you normally, though, put please and thank yous in the instructions?
Never.
I have not done that.
Okay, so maybe
I should do that.
Maybe we're part of the problem,
Yeah,
people.
yeah.
Okay, all right. Let's look at what we're ordering. If you do delivery, what are you most often getting delivered? Back in the day, it was pizza, but that is not the way that it is anymore. Since we've got it up, we are going to show it to you. Uber's report, Mexican burgers and then Chinese food were the most popular cuisines. I think it's really interesting that breakfast, like bagels and donuts, made it to the top 10. Now, here's something crazy. The orders on repeat. One eater in Raleigh ordered from Zaikai Indian cuisine 904 times in 2021. I gotta tell you, that's like ordering twice a day plus some. Who orders that much?
I love Indian cuisine, so I don't blame them.
Okay, but that many times?
Wouldn't that hurt your stomach a little bit too? That's
Chad Silber, are you guilty?
No, I'm not. I probably order once a week, something.
Once a week.
That sounds like a good bet. I'm about once a week, every other week.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. We try to cook as much as possible now just because it's easier, but lunch maybe go pick up something. I don't really do a lot of takeout, except for pizza.
Well, and there are so many different apps that you can use now, right? So, I mean, for me, like I basically just use Uber Eats because you can accrue points on that. So, like whether you're taking an Uber or getting Uber Eats. Otherwise, like GoPuff, you can like gather points as well, and I actually pay for it's like $5 a month, and you can get unlimited deliveries with no fees.
Oh, they can't be making money on that.
Right, I know.
All right, so really quickly, once you get into a pattern, I can see it would be easy to eat the same thing. Like every Tuesday is Taco Tuesday, right? Uber Eats delivers food and groceries. So what do you think is the #1 ordered grocery item?
Milk.
Milk or right, bread?
Bread.
Oh,
Yeah,
bread, yeah.
okay.
Eggs
Bread.
and milk and bread.
Okay,
All that.
according to Uber, the #1 item is, we're going to show it here. It's this, the banana.
Your favorite,
Your
Stacey.
favorite, or the thing that you most hate. Stacey.
Really?
Banana. Oh, come on, people. Bananas.
I know.
That is bananas.
That's my mom ordering all those. 'cause
They
she likes
delivered
them.
25,000 pounds of bananas in September alone. That's a lot of bananas, people. You can see the full Uber report in the Two Wants to Know section. We'll be back.
Oh, it was painful. Another tough loss for the Carolina Panthers against the New England Patriots yesterday. Running back Christian McCaffrey finally returned after straining his hamstring in week 3, so that was the good news. McCaffrey had 52 yards rushing and 4 catches for another 54 yards. Panthers QB Sam Darnold was back in action after a concussion and shoulder injury. Cornerback Stephon Gilmore had his second interception as a Panther this season. That was also another good sign. Now, even with the return of key players, the Panthers lost 24-6. They are now 4-5. Hey, win or lose, we are giving away tickets to watch the Cats in person. We have tickets up for grabs for 3 upcoming games.
Our first drawing was last week. Richard Brooks from Greensboro won tickets to this past Sunday's game against the New England Patriots. I'm sure he had a fun time.
Oh,
Congrats
yeah.
to them. For other upcoming drawings, first, go to WFNYnews2.com. On the homepage, you'll see the story that says Play and Score Carolina Panthers tickets on WFNY News 2. Click that story. Once you're in, click on the hyperlink that says Play 2 tickets on 2 trivia here. There are 5 Panthers trivia questions.
And you can play as many times as you like. The more you play, the better your chances of winning. For this next drawing, you have until 6:30 tonight to win tickets to the Panthers game when they host Washington on the 21st.
Once trivia closes, you'll need to watch WFNY News 2 at 11 to see who wins. This is the second of 4 ticket giveaways, so you have several chances to win. Log on to WFNYnews2.com and play Panthers trivia for your chance to win 2 tickets on 2.
All right, good luck to them. Have you ever boarded the wrong flight or ended up somewhere you weren't supposed to be? Have you ever done that? I haven't either. But that's happened to Olympic track and field athlete Paul Chelimo. Chelimo actually was supposed to fly here to Greensboro, but instead he traveled to Greece. The U.S. track star tweeted yesterday afternoon he boarded the wrong flight. He wasn't sure how it happened, and he ended up in Greece. He said the airline was responsible and would book him a hotel, and he'd have a little vacation. Okay, so I'm still trying to figure out how many questions. End up going to Greece, another country instead of Greensboro.
So, like, funniness aside, I mean, there are some major security problems for that to happen.
Because don't they check your ticket and they have to like scan in and it goes beep beep, thank you.
But like that's what I was wondering, like did his ticket say Greensboro or did it say Greece? Because like that's another red flag and another question I have. Like did he not see it says like on the thing?
Yeah, like how distracted are you when you're flying that you don't even know the right gate to go to?
Right.
I mean, I fly a lot, and yes, has it happened before that I walked up to the wrong gate? Absolutely, but then I realized it and then walked to the right one.
And they weren't going to let you on. But I guess maybe when you're a superstar like him and you're traveling all the time, maybe you're just like an autopilot and you just going.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe he has a baby that has 4-month sleep regression like me and you just are a zombie all the time. So.
Well, maybe if you go to Greece, then they'll get you a hotel and treat you to a nice vacation. So maybe you do need to board the wrong flight.
I think I'm going to say, I think that I'm supposed to go to Greece today. Or no, actually, I'm going to go to Paris today.
I was supposed to, I don't know how I got here to South Africa. I was supposed to be in D.C.
It just
We'll see if that works for me.
I would love to ask him all sorts of questions, but I think one of the big ones would be, when did you realize it?
I know.
When the flight just kept going.
Or that the flight was so long, Who knows?
Very
what do you think about this?
Anyway, we are trying to get in contact with him right now to find out how it happened, what happened. So we will keep you posted.
So I can try it out myself.
We'll be right back.
We all follow laws, right? What laws are you following concerning the power of your life? Today on U Day, Coach Lamont explains why creating new life laws will lead you to a place of total life fulfillment.
When was the last time you established new laws for your life? Over time, it is possible to apply old laws to a new lifestyle. When we do that, it leads to staggered life growth. Now, what you can potentially become is diminished by the old ways you adopted for your life. You are not the same person. Yesterday's version of you no longer lives. The today version is crying out for your attention. Your new you must incorporate new laws which benefit the change that has taken place in your life. Establishing new laws takes time and it does require discipline. However, if you are willing to develop a new life system, it can open up doors to a new dimension of self. This is Coach Lamont. Make today your best U Day. I'll see you tomorrow.
Well, one man fulfilled a dream of his own. This is 83-year-old MJ Sonny Eberhardt. He's now the oldest hiker to complete the Appalachian Trail. He's known by his trail name, Nimblewill Nomad. Retired more than 25 years ago, and he started his trek in 1993. He hiked the trail out of order in different sections to take advantage of weather conditions. Jordan Bowman with the Appalachian Trail Conservancy, or I can't say this word today. Right. I did? I don't know why I thought it came out different. Anyway. He confirmed that Eberhardt is the oldest to finish the trail. Sometimes you just say words and then you're like, did I say that right? I can't remember. Anyway, kudos to him. That is amazing. I could never do it.
Yeah. Makes me feel like we need to all do something active right now.
Like jumping jacks?
Yeah, something.
That's impressive, though. I love when we do these stories on the oldest person to do this. Did you guys see Steve Hartman's story last week? His On the Road was an octogenarian, an 4-year-old who still does like track and field events.
Oh, wow.
What's the one where you,
pole vault?
Pole vault.
Or
Yes.
high jump?
The one where you use the pole to get over
pole
the.
vault. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Like 84.
Wow, that's amazing. Had he been doing this his whole life or something
So
like
apparently
that?
he used to do it back in high school and he was bad at it, so he quit. But then when he was, I think he was in his 60s, he decided he wanted to pick it up again and see if he could do better at it. And so now he competes, but it's funny because, I mean, in that age bracket, there aren't many people to compete against, so he's always winning. But it's a really
But he's
good
out
story.
there and he's doing it.
Yes, absolutely.
That's impressive.
Yeah, I mean, I think when I'm that age, I'm just going to be watching, I don't know, movies and eating candy.
I don't know.
Right.
I'm inspired. I think I want to get into like bodybuilding or something.
Hey, how about that?
Hey.
All right. Hey, Monique.
Hello, that is definitely an accomplishment. 83-year-old hiking? I mean, sometimes I huff and puff at my age of 20-something. But temperatures outside are way, way warmer than they should be for this time of year. Things are dry though as of now. Our radar staying dry, expected even to be dry for your Tuesday. But as we approach Wednesday going into Thursday, things start to change up a bit. Thursday, latter part of the day, some shower and possible storms all ahead of a cold front. Cold front sweeps through Friday, brings us even some potential showers and storms on Friday. Things stay dry mostly through Saturday, even on Sunday. But take notice on Monday, another round of potential rain. But I talked about how after the cold front moves through, temperatures get colder. So Monday, it's going to be cold, but then we're talking rain chances. So what does that possibly mean with 30s out there and some rain? We could be seeing some type of potentially wintry type mix, but we'll have to keep a close eye on that as we near that time frame. Here's a look at the full 7-day. Rain chances Thursday going into your Friday.
joined us to break down all things COVID vaccines. Hey, how's it going? She's also...
Hey, Callie, mic check, 1, 2, 3.
Hey there, Oklahoma, Oregon, Pennsylvania, Rhode Island.
The oldest man to hike the Appalachian Trail. Hey guys, don't forget that I will need help moving those verts.
Hey, I'm changing. I just changed.
It's time for my 2 cents. Well, we did it. We put up the Christmas tree this weekend. We're typically an after Thanksgiving Day, put up the holiday decorations kind of family, but looking at our booked calendar for the next few weekends, this was really the best option. Otherwise, the stockings and garland would have had to wait until mid-December, and that would mean only a few weeks of them being up. I have to say, waking up this morning, being able to drink my coffee with the Christmas tree lights on really did bring me a lot of joy. Memories of Christmas past danced like sugar plums in my head, reminiscing of making cookies with my nanny who has passed away, and just last year, sharing with the world the news of our baby girl. Thinking about this Christmas present, my daughter's first Christmas, and everything we'll get to experience with her this year. She already has presents under the tree. And looking forward to Christmas future, creating our own family traditions, and my daughter learning the true meaning of the season. So to anyone I've ever judged for putting the decorations up early, I'm sorry. I get it now. This time of year can bring so much happiness to people, and honestly, we all need a little Christmas. It's almost been 2 years of sickness, sorrow, and social distancing. So bring on the sleigh bells, stockings, and spirit of Christmas. If you want to get the holiday decor up early, go for it. If you're one who wants to wait, that's all good. Just do what makes you happy. That's just my 2 cents. That's your 4 to 5. WFMY News 2 at 5 starts right now.
A shocking crime involving triad middle schoolers. Investigators